He just said,
I need your stamp.
Yes. We could stand.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Nice day.
Are we the last ones, eh?
Yes. Looks like.
Children, let's line up at the gate now.
The Honourable Acting Prime Minister,
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me much pleasure to be here. I'm sure you don't want to listen to a long speech, but I'd like to firstly thank the Outrigger for organizing this. Outrigger is now notoriously famous for having a fantastic reputation in the work that they do in the community. If I can probably sound a bit biased and say it's probably the only hotel that engages in the community in such a manner throughout Fiji. So I'd like to thank, of course, the leadership at the Outrigger. And ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the Outrigger team and all the staff and the management. Education, of course, ladies and gentlemen, is a very, very special and dear thing to the government. As you know that we've made education free in Fiji. We now, of course, have access to tertiary education. We have subsidy for transportation, etc. But the special schools, of course, need also special attention. And this is why it gives me much pleasure to be here. In particular, I would like to thank all the various members of the community, for example, people who participate in the Parent Association or the Board of Governors or the committees, in this case, Mrs. Kennedy, etc., and the head teachers. They have been the unsung heroes for a number of decades, actually, until many of these issues have been mainstreamed. And without them, many of the schools would have never been in the shape that they are today. As you know, also, we have recently ratified the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. We now have a disabilities law in Fiji that makes it mandatory upon government and indeed various other actors within the state to carry out various responsibilities to ensure that we are able to cater for those who have special needs. As a society, we are only as good as how well we treat those who need assistance. If we do not bring people who are on the margins of society into the center, then we are actually not a very good society. We are not a very moral and ethically driven society, nor do we have that sense of humanity. We must have that humanity. We must have that level of acceptance and tolerance and be able to dedicate ourselves to those who need special needs. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to once again thank everybody involved. You can be rest assured the government, of course, will do its part. But today I'm here as an ordinary citizen here to contribute to this school. I would like to publicly acknowledge, I'd like to tell the committee and the organizers that I've brought a pledge of $20,000 from various people who have they all did not want to be named, but I just want to publicly acknowledge them for their sponsorship. So it's great, and hopefully, in fact, I would have had more, but there's only 8 lines on the card. But there's a few more, hopefully, who will come forward too to contribute. So thank you once again for everybody. I'd like to, of course, wish all the students all the best. I cannot help but say this. It was very, in fact, morally demoralizing for me in this week in Parliament when one of the members of the opposition asked us as to why do we go and consult school children in the budget consultations. And you know, it goes to show that there are still people within our society who do not actually value our youth, who do not value our young people, with a population base where 50% of the entire population is below the age of 27, 70% below the age of 40, I think it's a very wrong attitude to have, because these young people with special needs or without special needs, they are our future. And we need to invest in our future. We need to empower them with knowledge. We need to invest them by way of giving them access to information, access to facilities, because by doing so, we are actually making our country much stronger and even providing a much better future for themselves. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again to everybody. I don't think I've exercised like that for a very, very long time, but it was a wonderful opportunity, and I wish the school all the best. Vinaka, thank you.
Everybody, come on. We will now have a crazy photo. Crazy photo on my count. Ready?